Spring Container is responsible for creating and managing beans. And the bean has certain life cycle. So bean has a life cycle of the first it starts with the instantiation, then we have a dependency injection, then we have initialization, and the final stage is the destruction. So why do we need to know all these details, right? Why do we need to know that what is the life cycle of the bean? But the reason being is that because at some point we may need to have some custom logic. For example, after let's say that the bean has been initialized, we may need to add the custom logic, or before the bean is before the bean is destructed, then we may need to add some custom logic. So for example, in this case, what we do is we are just creating one bean. Let's call it a demo bean, and we are closing our context. So what we have in our demo bean, right? So as I said, the first one is that the first step for the bean is that the instantiation, right? So first we are instantiating a bean. So in this case, what we are going to take as an example, let's take that example where we have a connection with the database, and we want to make sure that the connection, when the bean is fully initialized, where the connection is set to the database, and after that, before the bean is destructed, we close the connection to the database, not to waste the resources. So for that, we have created here a class, which is that the connection, and it has the open and the close here, which is the basically simply printing close, or we are printing connection opened or connection closed, right? And now let's go to see that each step. So the first step is that, as I said, bean is instantiated. After bean instantiation of the bean, so what we have here, right? So yeah, before that, let's go to this in order to use add the custom logic. So what we do here, we are extending two interfaces, right? First one is that the initializing bean, and another one that the disposable bean, where we are adding our custom logic. So we have implemented these two interfaces. Now we can add our custom logic. The first step is that the bean is instantiated, and after that we also added here the annotation post construct, right? So post construct is that after bean is instantiated, we need to open the connection to the database, right? So what we do is we are creating a new connection, and we are calling the open. So we are opening connection to the database, right? And then the next step is that after all the properties set, so this is the method that we are overriding. This is the method from the initializing bean, right? After it's fully initialized, so what we do is we are checking that if the connection to the database has been opened or not, right? And the next one is that the custom for the destroy, right? Custom method for the destroy. So for that, we have a pre-destroy annotation, right? And these annotations are not part of the Spring, so they are part of the JavaX annotation API. Spring has the implementation for them. So here, what we do here, right? So here, what we do is we are adding that if pre-destroy, so which means that before destroying our bean, we want to close the connection with the database in order to not to waste the resources. And in the destroy, so we can add here whatever logic we want. So we can add, for example, even this logic here, and that's it, right? So these are the life cycle. There are more to that. There are more to the how we can customize the logic of the creating and the bean destruction, meaning that add the custom logic there. But as a simple way how we can do that, at the most basic level, these are these steps, right? So let's run it and see that it works as expected. As you can see here, what we did here is that the first one is the bean instantiated, then the custom initialization. So for the custom initialization, then we are opening the connection to the database. Then the bean is fully initialized. We are checking the configuration, and before the destruction, we are cleaning up. We are shutting down connection to the database, and then bean is destroyed.